The purpose of this screencast is to teach you some basic skills on searching for resources at the DTS library website. For the paper you're writing in this class, you need to have a number of sources, two of which need to be journal articles. So what I want to cover is finding resources for a topic, finding resources for a biblical passage, and then finding journal articles. Finding resources for a topic is probably the easiest step, but it also gives you the largest number of results. So we have to learn how to sift and to review to see what's best for the work we're going to do. If you remember, our sample topic is a biblical theology of wisdom from the poem about the wise woman in Proverbs 31:10 through 31. And that gives us three key ideas we could search for: wisdom, woman, and Proverbs. And so I could start by searching for those three terms in the search box at the top of the page. You'll notice that this returns a fairly large number of results, 499 to be exact. So what I have to do is to dig into the results and then refine to find the ones that I would like to look at more carefully. So scan the titles of the books and the summaries, if present, to see if there's something that's of interest. Now, here's one that could be interesting. Wisdom as a Woman of Substance, a socioeconomic reading of Proverbs 1 through 9 and 31:10 through 31. And so I might make a note of that for further review. But the next step is to take a look at this book and look at the subjects that are associated with this book. Every book in the library has subject headings that it is filed under. That allows you to group works, but it also allows you to find things that are associated with your book that maybe our initial search did not come up with. So let's dig down and pick one of these subjects to click on. I'll pick this one, and let's see what it shows us. It gives us all of the books in the library that have that same subject. It looks like we've got a couple of commentaries, but then when I come down to a little bit further, I can see here a thesis that could be very, very interesting. It's the personification of wisdom in Proverbs 31:10 through 31. And so this could very well be helpful. I'll make a note of it. I'll plan to go look at it in the library to see what help it provides. It may itself have some subjects that could be very helpful for me, but you get the idea. You have to do a broad search and then refine it. And the best way to refine it is by using the subject headings to dig into other resources. You have to be persistent in this process, though. With time, you'll quickly find a number of books that could prove helpful, but it does require some sifting and reviewing in order to get to that point. And then once you have the list of books to investigate, you can go over to the library to look at them directly and see what help they provide. Finding resources for a passage is very similar. Because our library is a biblical and theological library, a lot of our resources are classified by Bible passage. And so you can search for a Bible passage in the search box and oftentimes find good results. I would encourage you to search by chapter. That's usually the best way to go. And so let me search for Proverbs 31 in that search box. At this point, we then go through the exact same process that we went through before. I'm going to scan and see what works appear to touch on my topic. This first one looks promising. Now, I don't know what this book teaches. It may not be useful, but it looks promising, so I'll make a note of it. And then I may dig in and see any subjects that it has, and then click through to find if there are any other books. Apparently, this is the only book that has that particular subject, but you understand the process. It's the exact same process as before. Cast your net for the chapter and then dig in to the particular works that are listed, and then use the subject headings to find related and similar works. In the paper you're writing for this class, two of your sources have to be journal articles. The best way to do that is through the ATLA religion database, usually called the ATLA religion database. And this is a database that's devoted to Bible, theology, religion topics, and you can search it in a similar way to the prior searches that we did. We can search for key terms, we can search for a Bible passage, and then sift our results. So let me go through that process and search first for the three keywords that we searched for previously. Once the results are returned, I can scan them and see if any look promising, dig in and find various subjects. None of these look very promising, so why don't we change our search and look now for the passage. The results of this search look more promising. I can pick key articles that look interesting, dig into their subjects, do some additional searching, and start to develop a list of works to look at. One pro tip If you limit your search to full text, what this will do is only return articles that have a PDF associated with them that we could then read online. You don't want to only look at online resources because sometimes very, very good resources are available only in print at the library, but it's a good first step. It will enable you to save a little bit of time, but I want to encourage you also to go to the library as needed to find works that would be appropriate for your research. In conclusion, always think of library research as casting a wide net and then sorting through what you find. You will never find what you need on the first pass. You have to dig a little bit, do some cross-referencing, but in short order you can find good resources that will help you in your work. And then if you need further help, the Turpin Library website has a lot of resources on how to search the databases and improve your search skills.